Think about this. Two salespeople can sell the same product at the same price to the same customer, and one walks away with a deal while the other walks away with an excuse. What's the difference? It's the sales language. The words you choose decide whether you sound confident or uncertain, whether you sound premium or cheap, whether you sound like an advisor or a desperate seller. In sales, people don't just buy what you say. They buy how your words make them feel. Many sales conversations fail not because of bad intent, but because of careless vocabulary. We use words we've heard for years, words that feel normal to us, but sound harsh, defensive, or low value to the customer. For example, when you say cheaper, you trigger comparison, bargaining, and doubt. But when you say less expensive, you sound balanced, thoughtful, and respectful. Same meaning, completely different impact. The words you use direct the minds of your customer. Language is positioning. Let's look at how small shifts in vocabulary create big changes in perception. When you say worthless, you create rejection. But when you say less value, you create comparison. When you say, let me tell you, you sound forceful. But based on my experience, sounds earned and credible. When you say beginner's guide, you imply ignorance. But basic steps implies clarity and structure. When you say less dangerous, you highlight risk, but safer highlights assurance. Sales is not about removing truth. It's about delivering truth without resistance. Notice how high-value brands speak. They don't say latest thing. They say breakthrough idea. They don't say original. They say first of its kind. They don't say best. They say first class. Because premium brands understand something deeply. They don't say it costs so much. They say that's why it's worth so much. The words you use must match the value you claim. If your vocabulary is ordinary, your offering will be treated as ordinary. There are words that lower defensiveness in sales. Sales resistance often has nothing to do with price. It has everything to do with how safe the customer feels. That's why language matters. Instead of saying contract, say agreement. One feels binding, the other feels collaborative. Instead of down payment, say initial investment. One feels like loss, the other feels like ownership. Instead of your offer is too low, say this is a bold offer. You protect the customer's dignity while still holding your position. Remember, people don't resist decisions. They resist feeling small. Use confident words that build trust. Confidence in sales is not volume. It's vocabulary. Instead of saying, I think, say, I'm a firm believer in. Instead of knows all about it, say, has firsthand experience. Instead of fix, say, fine-tune. These words signal mastery, not guessing. Always use the language to elevate the experience. Great salespeople don't exaggerate. They reframe. Instead of, it's in great condition, say, it's been well cared for. Instead of, loud fashion, say, it's a bold look. Instead of used or secondhand, they say pre-owned and pre-loved. Instead of lots of, say dozens or hundreds. You're not changing facts, you're guiding perception. Replace negative words with empowering words. Instead of broke, frugal times, you need painless, you need pain-free, not difficult, easy, won't work right, functions less optimally, listen to me, take my advice, I'm sorry, I apologize. One sounds casual, the other sounds professional. Instead of problem, say challenge. Instead of issue, say area of improvement. Instead of risk, say consideration. Instead of price, say investment. Instead of costly, say value-driven. Instead of cheap alternative and say entry-level option instead of deadline, say timeline instead of delay, say recalibration. Words don't just soften conversations, they elevate them. Let me leave you with this. It's not what you say that matters most. It's how the message is received by the listener. Sales is not transmission. Sales is translation. You may speak facts, but customers hear emotion. You may speak logic, but customers feel intention. So starting today, pay attention to your words. Notice what creates resistance. Write down phrases that work and replace harsh language with human language. Remember this. Great salespeople don't speak more. They speak better. And when your vocabulary rises, your value rises with it.